The DJI Osmo Pocket 4P, will it unlock Netflix level cinema? Well, people seem to appreciate my no-nonsense approach last time, and every single shot in this video will be shot on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P. None of that cutting to talking heads and only showing a few seconds of the camera. Most of this is filmed on the 3X lens. And last time, me and award-winning cinematographer Tavis Pennington, yes, pro-level cinematographer, took this camera to the streets to show what is possible, but today we're going to strip it back and we're going to use the 3X. Now, as you can see here, these shots are filmed in daylight. It's amazing I can very quickly just get this shot of the bee flying away. That is a very hard shot to get normally. Now I'm using D-Log 1 here. And of course, I grade a little bit, but for me personally, I'm going to spend most of this video shooting without a color grade. So this is graded here, and right now, this is ungraded. And the reason that I shoot it this way is because, well, I just wanted to use it out the box. I don't have heaps of time to edit. So today you're going to see what the 4P is capable of just with the 3X lens. This is just us in a normal vlogging context, having ice cream. How nice, anyone can film this, especially when the camera's autofocus is so good. And on the topic of autofocus, this is on the 3X, but I only show a little bit of it now because you can wait to the end of the video where I reveal how long this camera can go for a long tape. Because in a movie, that's what you do. You'd shoot things in a long unbroken shot. But for now, let's go to a grade. Here is Dehancer. Just a little bit of Dehancer, a little bit of that 16mm grain over it. And this is what it looks like when you just shoot and grade a little bit, just using some extra plugins like Dehancer. I think this looks very movie-like. The 3X lens allows for that more, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, cinematic or that bokeh look in the background. And of course, you can also just switch to slow motion. We're at 100 FPS here. I don't always use 240 FPS because personally, that might be a little bit too slow for what I'm doing. I just want to slow time down a little bit. As you can see here, we have the subject walking and the out of focus soft background. And that for me, when I see that kind of footage, it reminds me of 90s independent cinema, but also just the overall look of it evokes a certain feeling to me. You're able to insert a little bit of magic into the everyday. And again, here, now, no grade. This is just as is, just in the normal profile, of course still 4K 10-bit, but this is how it handles nighttime shooting at a arcade, and you can see there's some lighting to illuminate the subject. But in the era where there is going to be so much AI slop, and I mean with the discourse around AI now and people just being able to create things via prompt and all that, I think that this camera and its ability to take the everyday and make it magic, well, that means it makes the accessibility to cinema that much closer.
You want to play DDR?
Yeah, I do.
And when we're at an arcade, of course, people play things like DDR, but I'm more interested in the neons around. I do love games, don't get me wrong, but I had a mission today to film a bit. Now here's a 1 minute unbroken shot, and the autofocus again, how it holds up in low light. You're going to see as our subject walks through. The reason I tend to utilize a lot of these kind of shots is because in my movies, like outside of my vlogging, I like to make movies. And last year I had a film that premiered at the St. Kilda Film Festival, and it was nominated for Best Film. And that film played with unconventional techniques like long takes and a lot of dead space and subjects that didn't necessarily always have dialogue or talk. And for me, that's why I like to use long takes. So if I do end up shooting this feature film on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P, it is going to be so important, absolutely so important, that I do it this way. And I'm really proud of this because I can move away from the subject and it will still look like this. And that's quite magical. I've had lots of problems with using vintage lenses over the past and focus, and of course vintage lenses are great. I'm not going to say anything negative about that, but this makes filmmaking more accessible. Here's a grade now, back onto Dehancer, just to show the nighttime and buskers.
I need is the beauty and the beat who can make my life complete.
And of course, with a grade, you can really capture that Melbourne nightlife. Just adding this Dehancer grade over it allows for me to capture real moments in a more cinematic fashion. But also, when I saw the red light illuminating, I thought, wow, let's chuck Dehancer over this, put a little bit of a grade over it, and I'm not going to lift up any of the shadows or the dark spots. I'm just going to leave it as is, just chuck the film grain over it and a bit of saturation, just to see how it holds up with the low light and whether it crunches a lot. And I think that this actually does look quite good. I mean, I've tested a lot of this footage on my bigger monitors, and I'm sure a lot of you are watching it on a television screen, I think personally that this actually does hold up. And for a pocket camera, keep in mind this is a pocket camera. I mean, yeah, you'd expect it to hold up in the darkness and in the shadow, but this is a tiny little pocket camera. And if this is where we are now, well, the race between what AI is doing, maybe this is the future of filmmaking if the discourse right now is around fighting the current AI slop and creation of things that don't have heart and soul. This is the way we can combat that, by having devices that allows us to share our stories every day. Now, not every story is going to be worth sharing, of course. Like, it's got to have some merit and it's got to be personal. The way that a poet uses paper and a pen, the way that a musician strums a guitar. This will allow you the true organic feel to be personable and create art through a device. And also, it even makes my talking head videos easier too. I mean, check this out. So for those who know me at No Homage, you know that for quite a while I've been saying I'm going to make a feature film on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, 4, and now the 4P. And quite recently, you saw me and Tavis Pinnington go out there. The time that it takes to make the videos weekly or even fortnightly has made it very hard for me to actually write films. And as a filmmaker, the writing process is so important, and you really need to lock into the stories that you're trying to tell. And today I thought, well, my first initial thought is I want to get out there and I want to film on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P, which I am doing right now, but it's more of a talking head vlog, right? This isn't what I would normally do with montage editing and heaps of cuts. This is me being raw and honest. I wouldn't even say this framing is perfect. I think it's a nice shot. I think it evokes what I'm trying to say here. And I think that's the most important thing about filmmaking, intention. Most importantly right now is I have a spark. I have a spark, and I've got to chase that spark because it's what drives me. It's what keeps me excited about this life. And yeah, it was raining. It was a rainy day, and I did try to write. Unfortunately, it was a very rainy day, and that's okay. Sometimes you'll try to write and you'll have motivation, and sometimes the rain, the weather will get you too down. You'll feel unmotivated, and it is what it is. I think I got about 6 or 7 pages done, and that's okay. Outside, I look outside, it's raining. I decided, well, hey, you know what? Might as well get some cinematic shots out here. Going forward, in one of my later videos, I will be using the ND filters to test them. I got some that are coming up in a video. I also use the Glow Mist 1/4 filter for a lot of these shots, and I think this is my way of cutting some of the sharpness down. I'm not going to fully delve into it for this video, but stay tuned for upcoming videos where I show what this footage looks like with the Glow Mist 1/4 filter. I'm all about shooting accessibly using lenses and things that allow for the look without too much post-production. Now to that long take. I want to show you this 3-minute unbroken shot as a character walks. Now in films, these long takes are usually reserved for films like Birdman or Paul Thomas Anderson's films like Magnolia or Goodfellas, where they walk all the way through the restaurant, all the way out to show you the environment. These types of scenes are usually very hard to shoot, and especially on bigger rigs and bigger cameras, it is so hard to get that shallow depth of field and follow the subject. But one thing I love about this is the covert nature of the camera, the ability to just literally do one take. This is one take and it goes for 3 whole minutes, just walking through the street. Now, it's not perfect, I do understand that. There are some imperfections here, but for me personally, this is a really easy way for one to at least practice getting these kinds of framings and shots, because one day if you do want to step it up and get that big gimbal system, you can do these shots because you understand the movements, the framings, and how to do a long tracking shot. Again, this can be used as training. When I was actually shooting my last feature film, which was A Pencil to the Jugular, now it premiered at FIAPF accredited film festivals, and it was a 2-hour film, a long film, as we follow characters through Melbourne during lockdown. And the whole reason I did that film that way was because I want to document the silence, the quietness, and these characters from marginalized backgrounds going through the world, a story that we wouldn't normally see in Australia. And for me personally, this kind of cinema is exciting. I took a lot of influence from a film called An Elephant Sitting Still, and that film had a lot of these long takes. That's a 4-hour film, by the way. And for me, now that we have this technology and this ability and the smaller cameras to do it, I'm not saying that having a big rig is not something that one should use for a shot like this. You can use a big rig, but sometimes, especially for documentary filmmakers or independent filmmakers or filmmakers with an alternative point of view, financing, funding, all these things might be harder to get if you have the kind of film that might not necessarily be, let's say, fundable for certain people. You know, there's certain things that have interest to certain demographics. And for me personally, I sometimes sit outside that box. I don't always get funding. I've been an independent filmmaker for a lot of my career, and when I have got funding, I don't know if they'd even allow me to do a shot like this. So for me, this camera is the way to unlock creativity. It's unmatched in the sense of what it can do, but also, yeah, it's a way of fighting against all the AI slop that's coming up. We can be individual, purposeful, and for me, just do the long takes that I want without compromise. Anyway, thanks for coming to Know How Much today. I hope that was enjoyable, and there is more footage from the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P coming soon. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks, and bye.
I can't believe I'm still on this shot. It's 3 minutes long so far, no cuts.
Try a 5 minute then.
5-minute tracking shot. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot of fun though. Okay, now I think now I've just lost focus. Finally.